Okay, so I'm not here, but that doesn't mean you can't do the worksheet. So we are going to do worksheets 2.6 and 2.7. You're going to work on them today, and you're going to work on them when you are at home. Okay, so you get a couple days to work on them. We're going to go over some examples from 2.6, examples from 2.7, and then you should be good to go. 2.6, the beginning part is just converting. 1 through 12 is just like what we did the other day. Okay, so let's just go back, do one for an example. These are one-step conversions, not double conversions yet. They might have 2 steps in them, but they're not double conversions. They're just one conversion. So I'm just taking, and I'm going to just do number 8. So let's look at number 8. Remember how we do these. We write down what they give us. Well, they give us 2,076 centimeters. Remember, we put that over 1. Labels are important. You're probably not going to have enough room on the top part, so go ahead and put it on a piece of paper. Okay, we want to undo that centimeters, so that needs to go on the bottom. Okay, we want to somehow get from centimeters to yards. Okay, so you look at your handy dandy reference sheet, which you should have. If not, there's some in the corner over behind the door. Okay, so we're going to look there. We're going to look for centimeters, and we want to somehow get to yards. Well, I don't know how to get there exactly, so I just keep looking. Okay, well, maybe I get to take centimeters and turn it into meters. Maybe that'll help. Let's try that. So we'll put centimeters into meters. Okay, so go and look at your handy dandy reference sheet. How many centimeters in a meter? Well, there's 100 centimeters in 1 meter. So the 100 goes with the centimeters, keep it with the same label, is 1 meter. Okay, well, I didn't really want meters, so I'm going to see if I can undo meters and somehow get to yards. Well, I can't really jump to yards, but maybe I can find something from meters to feet, and then feet to yards. So let's look here, handy dandy sheet, meters, meters. Well, here's meters and here's feet. So I'm going to use that right there. So 0.305 meters is 1 foot. Okay, well, I didn't really want feet, so I'm going to undo feet and go to yard. How many feet in the yard? If you don't know, you look at your sheet. 3 feet in 1 yard. Okay, so now I have it all set up very nicely. Make sure that also my centimeters would cancel each other out, my meters would cancel, my feet would cancel. So I got to yards. That was the goal, is to get to yards. That's what I have. That's the only label I have left. So just multiply your top across. Well, that times 1 times 1 times 1 is still that same number. Over 1 times 100 times 0.305 times 3. Go ahead and put it in your calculator. Okay. So you should get 91.5 on the bottom. Now top divided by bottom, so go ahead and do that in your calculator. You get about 22.7, and remember it's yards. Go ahead and round to the nearest 10. Okay. I obviously did one of the ones that's the harder ones up there for you. There's some easier ones, there's some harder ones, okay? That's how you do that 1 through 12. Now let's take a look at the lower part of the page here. These are the ones that have the double conversions. And then we know how we know it's a double is that we're going from miles to meters. So that's one type of conversion right there. And then we're going from hours to minutes. That's 2 types, okay? So we have both things that we have to deal with. So go ahead and write down number 16. We're going to need it on a piece of paper because we don't have enough room. Okay, so 16. 25 miles, and it says per hour. Now, per hour means per 1 hour. So I need to put it over 1, and then I need my label of hour. So it's still over 1, but now I need to make sure both my labels are there. Okay, that's where it changes from the other day. Okay, I want to go from miles to meters. Miles to meters. So let's look at my handy dandy reference sheet. Let's see what I got here. I got miles to kilometers. Can I maybe get from kilometers to meters then? Sure, why don't I start with this? So I have 1 mile is 1.61 kilometers. So we're undoing miles. We're going to make it into kilometers. And again, 1 mile says, so I'm going to put the 1 by the mile, is 1.61 kilometers. Okay, keep them with the appropriate label. Well, I didn't want kilometers, I wanted meters. So I'm going to undo my kilometers, change it to meters. Okay, if you don't know kilo, okay, you probably do because Mr. Brendan taught you that, but kilo is 1,000 meters. So 1,000 goes with the meters, is 1 kilometer. Okay, well, miles are gone, they've canceled out, kilometers are gone, I got to meters. Okay, that's what I wanted. But I still have, now I have meters over hours, and I want meters over minutes. So I need to undo my hours. Since it's on bottom, it now needs to go on top. Okay, that's where it changes. Since it was on bottom, it needs to go on top. They have to be able to cross each other out. So I have hours. Can I change that into minutes? Sure can. There's 60 minutes in 1 hour. So now my hours cancel out. So I'm left with meters over minutes, meters over minutes, meters over minutes. That's what I wanted, meters over minutes. Perfect. Now I just have to do the math. 25 times the 1.61 times the 1,000 times technically 1. Okay, that's going to get you 40,250. Okay, then 1 times 1 times 1 times 60. It's just going to get you 60. Go ahead and divide those two numbers and round to the nearest tenth. So that is 670.8. And then my label is right there, meters per minute. Okay, let's try another one of those. 18. 10 meters per 1 second. Make sure you have your labels in there. Meters per 1 second. That bottom needs that label, so that way we know where we're going. Okay, I'm going from meters to feet. Okay, that's my first goal. And then I'm staying from seconds to seconds, so I actually don't have to do anything with the bottom, which is fantastic. That's wonderful. So now we're going to look if there's a meters to feet ratio. 1 foot is 0.305 meters. Wonderful. I'm going to undo my meters. I'm going to go to feet. Okay. 1 foot is 0.305 meters. So I have 10 over 0.305. Divide the 2. That gives me, round to the nearest tenth, 32.8. And then what's my label? Feet per second. And is that true? Is that what I was left with? Feet and seconds? Yes. Now it got really quiet now that the air turned off. Okay. And we'll try 22. Just to give you one more example to go by. I'll just fold it over so I get more room. Okay, 22. We have $15 per 1 hour. And we're going from dollars to cents and hours to minutes. So 2 conversions. So we're going to take care of those dollars first. And we're trying to convert it to cents. Is there a conversion from dollars to cents? Yep. How many cents are in $1? Well, 100. Okay, so now my dollars are gone. And I got to cents, so that's done. I'm done with the top part. Now I need to get from hours to minutes. So hours are down here, so how do I undo them? I put them up here. Now can I go from hours to minutes? I sure can. In 1 hour, there is 60 minutes. Go ahead and multiply across, so 15 times 100. 1 times 1 times 60. Divide the 2. 25 cents per minute. Okay, then when you get to the back page, so that's all I'm gonna do for you, you have to do the rest. When you get to the back side, when it asks for a unit rate, that's per one. So if it says 99 per pound, is that per 1 pound, yes or no? Is that per 1 pound, 1 second, is that per one? And then finding the unit rate is per one. So find the cost per one, find the miles per 1 hour, okay? So that's 2.6. Okay, moving on over. Then you also have worksheet 2.7, which you are going to think is like a sweet relief after 2.6 and 2.5. Okay, 2.7 is the fun ones. Now ignore the directions. I just want you to solve the proportions. We're going to solve them how we normally would solve them. So a lot of you do cross multiplication, and that's how I would do it also. So that's how we're going to do it. So we just crisscross, crisscross. So 2 times n is 2n. And then you set that equal to whatever 3 times 6 is. Well, that's 18. Keep solving, divide by 2, and is 9. So that should be a fun worksheet. That should be kind of a relief after what we've been doing. This should be review from stuff we've learned last year. Some of these, just so you know, this is just a really long line. It's not a negative sign, it's just a really long line. Okay, the only thing that you need to remember is when you get to the back side, when you have more than one thing that you're multiplying against. So let's say number 22. We have, we're gonna still do the same cross products. Okay, we're taking 2 times that n plus 4. So that's 2 parentheses n plus 4. So if there's more than one thing in there, you have to put it in parentheses. And that equals 6 times 8, which is 48. Okay, then you can distribute. So we have 2n plus 8 equals 48. Okay, keep solving. How do I get n by itself? Got to minus that 8 over. So I have 2n equals 40. How do I get rid of that 2? Divide by it. So n is 20. Okay, so remember to put them in parentheses if they have more than one thing, and then keep solving. That should help you and get you going.